The Word of God, inspired by the Apostle Paul, inspired in the mouth of Apostle Paul, he says, "For we know that the whole creation groans and labors with birth pangs together until now." This word is filled with meaning to our current times that we live in, especially you who are thinking like this. In my life, it seems like I don't get there. It seems that all my efforts are in vain. When I think things will get better, then something happens, and never what I want comes out perfectly or in a way that I can say, now it's exactly on the way I want, the way I like. Pay close attention, you who feel or think like this frustration, this sensation of you feeling like you never get there, or where you would like to be. The whole creation groans and labors with birth pangs together until now. Women will know better than I. I can only speak about what I see, the knowledge that I gathered from others, because I'm not a woman, and contrary to what they say out there, I cannot give birth. I don't know, and I will never know how the labor pains are. But we know that what usually happens is that the woman gets pregnant and they fill with hope and dreams. The pregnant woman starts to imagine the baby's name, if there will be a boy or a girl, if they will be more like me or the father, how the room will be. So they start fill themselves with dreams. On the moment they receive the news, you are pregnant. And then the pregnancy comes, the 9 months of pregnancy. That can be quite smooth or filled with nausea, those kicks in the belly that the mother feels, those nights not well slept. It can happen. But what separates this pregnancy, these dreams, from the child already being born are the birth pangs. In other words, they will have to endure labor pains. And with technology, women have 2 options. They can have the natural birth with these pains, or they can have a C-section and have that scar in their belly. And for this reason, just because of the scar, many choose not to do this way. But the point is, the labor pains separate the woman from fulfilling her dream of being a mother. And that's what we are living today with humanity. Paul, when he says, the whole creation groans and labors with birth pangs together until now, he is talking about a period in the middle, right in the middle. It's a period of time between 2 things. That's what we live today in the world. When God created the world, He dreamed, He determined, He put the man and the woman in the garden and said, everything that there is that is in here is yours. All that I've created, I place in your hands. Actually, how do you want to call this animal? What is the name you want to give to this animal? And man said, I'll call it lion. Then you will be lion. What about this? Giraffe. Then you will be giraffe. So God brought man to be part of the creation, to experience the creation with him, to name things. God put all the earth under the control and the dominion of man. Just like a father who owns a business and builds their assets. When you get to a point of their lives, they say, son, I'll put everything under your name. You'll be in charge of everything. I'll be in the background, and if you need something, you just need to tell me. But I want you to go on with the business. That's how God did with the human being. He gave everything in their hands. So God dreamed. He projected that. But all happened in a way that the world, the creation, is going through labor pain. Why? Because of rebellion, disobedience from man. So the earth, the nature, people, the world, the whole world is troubled. It's like a difficult pregnancy. In the end of it all, when all is over, when you go to Revelation, when you go to the end of times, you will see that things will still get worse compared to what is it. They will still get worse, but for those who obey, who remain in faith, when, let's say, the labor pains are over, and this child is born, there will be joy, pleasure, just as the mother is happy when the child is born after the pain so hard. They grab the child in their arms and they forget all the pains that they were feeling. Just like that, it will be when we reach the salvation, when we enter the kingdom of heaven, the new heaven and the new earth that God has prepared for those who have been faithful to Him, who have truly loved Him and kept His word amid these pains and groans that we are living in. So, going back to the point I was making at the beginning, you will say, it seems that my life never advances, that things are never my way. When I think things will get better, then something happens. When I think will be the way that I want, there's something to spoil it. You will feel like that. I have good and bad news. Which one do you want first? I'll give the bad one first. The bad news is that it will always be like this. This will not change. This will not change until the child is born. It will not change. We are in the pregnancy. We are in the moment of the pregnancy. This will not change. Okay? We are not living in a perfect world. We spoil the creation that God made for this world. The human beings spoil it. You may say, Adam and Eve, why they spoiled everything? But you and I, we also are to be blamed. Don't think that you are perfect, because imperfection is running in our blood. You and I, we contributed for this, in a major or minor scale, but we did. If you drop the paper on the street and not in the bin, then you contributed. So we all are to be blamed as well. We are culpable of this. So we are not living in a perfect world. We are living in a world that we spoiled. We spoiled. And there's no fixing. There's no fixing. So much so that God is preparing new heaven and new earth. But why new heaven? Because it's also spoiled? No, it's because God will create a heaven that the devil has never met. The current heaven he knew, but the new one he will not know. So it's something special. God is preparing it. God is preparing the true soul for us. He's preparing the true soul for this child that will be born. Regardless of the labor pains and the turbulences, we kept on looking to the new heavens, the new earth, and saying, let's keep on going. Things are not easy, nothing is perfect, but we'll persevere until the end because we will win. We will get there. The new earth and the new heaven is being prepared by God for these ones. The world is not perfect. We're never gonna get to a position that you say, everything is the way I like. Not on this earth, not here. So don't get deceived. This is the bad news, but the good news is that if you persevere, so what is waiting for you on the other side, you haven't thought, you haven't imagined, you haven't dreamed, you have no idea, nobody has ever seen, not even the devil, no one. Only the Father, in His perfection, who is preparing this new heaven and earth, and will take us there, and will have the joy. And there we will forget all these pains that we live in here, like the woman who forgets the labor pains. So I tell you, it's worth it to persevere. Don't worry about the imperfections. Let's manage the difficulties, but with our eyes on the perfect one.
Did you like this? Would you like to hear it again? Listen to it as many times as you need until this content becomes part of you. Don't forget to leave your like, comment and share. See you next time.